Alright, 13 minutes to practice. I was getting some promising runs in when I was practicing just before the stream. I've done my race practice already, so it's just a matter of nailing qualifying. I feel like I've got some time to find on my best lap on the leaderboards. Good thing too, because I was watching Adam on stream and he seems to be faster. Yeah, look at that. I've got an entire friends list of better drivers, or at least better times. But if I can find a 10th, I can gain I can be faster on paper than most of those, or some of those. Most of the drivers that I would reasonably expect to be competing against. Might be a penalty because there is actually there are some weird track limits here where you can run out to the wall here and not get a penalty even though you would in test season. Yet if you go ever so wide at the final hairpin, or I'm gonna have to turn do not disturb mode on because I just got texted. Hold on, once I'm done, once I've crossed the line for this lap, okay, I'll put the do not disturb on. I'll also turn on my chat. Hi Danny. Looks like you've got good pace for later. Could also be that I never bothered time trialing in the WRX because as soon as I saw the tyre wear on the WRX on a wheel, I thought, nope, no way I'm making that work here today. So my 33.5 is in the Sylvia, although I still need to improve on it if I can. That was way too cautious through there though. Yeah, that's not going to do it. It feels like I'm somewhat consistent otherwise. I haven't quite managed a 33 race pace, but I got him close to it. Oh wow. Just gain a casual 2/10 like that at the hairpin. Getting the hairpin right on your fastest lap is going to make a huge difference between a good qualifying and a bad one. the bump. Well, that's this lap down. See if I can get a better run onto the main straight then. Yeah, that's the run. The sort of run you need on an out lap or a lap you abandon. Yeah, my fastest lap had a really good exit out of turn 1. It was just the middle part of the track that was the problem. Would preferably like to improve my time trial lap, since I know I have a 33.3 in me now. I think the key is to actually take a slightly later apex there. You lose some time mid-turn, but you gain it on exit, and it's an uphill run to the next complex, so you do still need to have a good run out. So far so good. If I can get the hairpin right, we'll have a really good benchmark time to try and chase in quali. Easier said than done. Not the worst hairpin I've taken, but I did brake early and had to take a really shallow line through it. Even so, we've managed to accomplish what I said I wanted, which was a 33.3. It feels like I'm driving consistently enough to be able to replicate that, or at least come close in qualifying. So if we can, that would help us a lot. Ah! It is a very fun track, though. There is still part of me that would have liked to have had the sweeper after the second bridge rather than this big run into the hairpin. Not so much for the sweeper itself, but because the final turn was very challenging. But now there's a lot of challenge taken out. Although this hairpin puts a lot of challenge back in because it's a lot trickier to get it right than you'd think. to rolling start tonight too. As interesting as grid starts can be, I honestly wouldn't mind if every race was a rolling start, because you don't have to worry about getting hit off or anything, and can just get into the rhythm of your own pace immediately. With that said, I would prefer if we had the rolling start procedure from the World Tour instead of the one that we've got. I think a lot of people would agree with me that we really need the World Tour starting procedure, and we just don't have it. Like in custom race, you can set the rolling start interval to 15 meters. That actually bunches the cars up a lot, but we don't have anything like that online. I was trying to get a better hairpin in. You can see that you're a lot better off if you're able to brake in time or early rather than late. You need to hit that apex as often as possible. So I will keep that in mind. If I have to brake slightly early just to make sure I clip that apex each time, I will. Better to lose a tenth than 3. That was a really good entrance. The exit wheel wasn't that great, so we're still only level pegging with the Ghost. But we're not going to be able to see how that lap would have turned out, because it's time for the lobby. Andrew Lee's back, thinks his wheel is okay again. So, I believe this screen is actually based on time trial times, which is bad news for me because I'm lining up 14th on it. Yeah, it is stacked. Yeah, my driver rating is the 7th highest in the lobby, so I've definitely done a good job of protecting my driver rating, but I think we're about to lose a bunch of it, because if my pace isn't good and my tyre wear isn't good, I'm just boned, aren't I? No OGR Darren, so no WRX, but we do see a 155. Captain Muffin must have felt more comfortable in the Alpha. Well, anyway, I'll see you guys in about 12 minutes after quali. How are you getting yourself a penalty already, Muff? The muffin button. It almost looks like he was on auto drive for a moment there. Nah, probably just the way he was letting drivers go. I am in an awkward position here. Andrew Lee is next on the road, but if we... Yeah, I don't like this spot. I don't like this spot on the road. I'm going to let everyone go. I'd prefer to be a little bit closer to... I have now had an atom inside me. Oh, that was suey piss. Actually, the delta on the lap time wasn't too bad, but it does feel like I lost at least half a tenth on exit. Make me feel inept, why don't you? Andrew Lee, 1 lap already in the 32.7. $33.7 for me. And I feel like I may have hugged the inside too much on that run, so we may already be out for this lap. But let's see if I can salvage it through here. No. This is definitely not going to improve, so I may back off slightly just to give myself a better run. Actually, I can't afford to back off because the car behind isn't that far back, but I will take a much wider line through this corner to see if I can get the run. This is more like it. At least it wasn't. I missed that apex. Ugh. I thought I broke early enough easy. I can still improve, but it's definitely not going to be by the amount I would have liked. Hopefully that hairpin was good at least. Still got time for 3 more runs, so I cannot panic yet. Yeah, that was a decent run. Come on, this is to be a good exit to make up for going wide, and it wasn't. I had to let off the gas, so that maybe this lap already done. We'll keep going because we're only under a 10th down. But yeah, that's... Look at how competitive this lobby is. I'm less than a second off pole, and yet I'm 13th. Oceania is getting super strong right now. If I can nail my lap, I think I can get back ahead of Smokescreen and T-Tor, but it's hinges on me putting together 3 really good sectors, and that's a lot easier said than done, especially under this pressure. How is Tezza ahead of me? Because that's the same time as me, but he said it later in the session. Literally unplayable. Well, now we definitely need to improve to break the tie. We know that our second sector can be improved on, and that felt like a good enough run. So as long as I don't miss this apex again, I should be up for a good lap time. I may have overcompensated and taken that corner too tight, but on the other hand, we still managed to bring it back. And we are in fact a 10th up, so this hairpin needs to be good. And it is. It's really good. That was almost perfect. Tez has improved anyway. I may improve by the same amount. We may be tied again at the very end. But come on, 33.3. Yes, 33.3. Let's go. And this lap is already in the bin because I did not hook up that apex. Yeah, this lap's in the bin. But look at that, I was only 100, my optimal was only 100 faster than my actual best lap, so my time trial was only 300s faster too. This was a brilliant qualifying session, and I'm starting 11th. What the chuckle fuck. Alright, I'm going to go read chat afterwards. Holland with the late clutch to top 3. He did say, oh, Atom, mega clutch from him too. Gets himself back up to where he wants to be. Oh, I've been knocked out. I've been knocked down to 12th despite being under 8/10 off the pace. What even is this split? Alright, I'm gonna take a snapshot of that qualifying, because that is a ridiculous, imagine. But yeah, I'm gonna have to post that top splits times. Anyway, Eagle Eye viewers may notice that I've gone back to the Hololive liveries. Because why not? So, Sui-chan wa kou wa kawaii! Is that how she says it? It may have been how she said it at one point. But I also know that she deepened her voice so as to not put as much strain on it. Web. Holland with the red bar connection. Wait, does Face Titor has no rear wing? Where's your wang? That was a little bit of an overly cautious sector 1. Does feel like there's just a hint of dirty air. Some people have said after Trial Mountain last week that the dirty air felt really strong. It's like it's been increased for some reason in the last update. Which, if true, isn't necessarily realistic in Group 4 because there isn't a lot of dirty air. Someone already had a penalty. Oh no. Atom's way back with us now. Oh, there's a moment. How do you even get a penalty? There aren't that many places where you can cut the track, and I would imagine on lap 1 at least you would be making a more conscious effort to not cut the track. Why did I shift up to 6th there? It doesn't work. This concertina has put Tezza on my wheel, Yeah, you basically never touch sixth on this track because it may feel like you want to shift up, but you actually lose to pace that you don't claw back. Well, that's one driver gone. I'm not okay. I'm not okay. I can just bump draft Rulestone, right? I shouldn't do that too close to the braking zone. Yeah, we're gonna have to back out of this. And Tez has gotten me in the chaos. Now the good news is Atom is now in the lead, should be able to pull all of us along as long as we all behave ourselves. What was... Oh, Rulestone with a really early break. I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to get that back immediately. Okay, he's... I'll just flash the hazard lights and say I wasn't intending to make that move, it just happened. But if he does want to send one, I wouldn't blame him. It's just this is really hurting all of our chances of... That hairpin is... That hairpin makes me want to projectile vomit. In race conditions, everyone gets bunched up on it and there's nothing you can do. Can you stop battling of him, Adyesh? I just want to put in fast laps right now, but this if you guys start battling, there isn't much way through for me, so that means we're all going to go slower. Adam's probably going to go again because whatever happens from here, he's definitely missed out on a chance of good points very early on in this race. There is a good chance that I may end up last here by the time we're done. Look, I'm going to leave the door open for Rulestone. Because I knew that there was going to be some chaos up ahead anyway. And taking the outside line actually helped me defend my own place. How do you crash on the front straight? Oh, what the frig? What are you doing, yeesh? You just brake checked me. I was about to get on the brakes, but then yeesh suddenly brakes in front of me and like, oh. We still have fresh tyres here. The braking marker is just before the 100. And he pulled up the anchors on the 125. Yeah, Rulestone's gone in slightly deeper again. I really do not want to battle anymore, but I fear that Maxie's going to try a move. And because I got spooked by last lap, I was the one who broke early this time, which let Maxie go. So this really isn't going well for me. We're not going to fall any further back than 13th, but yeah. In my attempt to just do the fastest time possible, I have perhaps not battled as hard as I could have in these early laps. Although the motivation to battle hard when you know you're just going to lose time to these guys later on in the race anyway isn't that strong. Still, I'm going to have to ask what Yeesh was thinking on lap 5, because that has caused a pretty significant calamity. And I don't feel like I rammed him. I feel like I was going to brake at the tyre point I would normally brake. Almost had Rulestone there. But yeah, all of these battles are still causing us to lose time when the pack bunches up like this. And now I'm having to brake super early to avoid a repeat of the Yeesh incident. I'll have to read the comment that probably... what? Where'd I get that penalty from? It's like, I could have understood if it was for forcing another car off track, but where's the penalty? At this point, I'm probably going to get caught by smokescreen by the end of this race, because so that's two things now that we have to look at in the replay, because I don't see how I got how that penalty happens. It's not a place that you normally get a ignore track limit. What the hell happened there? That was my normal braking point and I just didn't pull up. Got the worn tyres now, so my attempt to set a faster lap than the 34.3 has gone all belly up, and now it'll be a struggle just to stay away from smoke. That was a pretty good run through that middle sector. I think the car is still holding up okay, tyre-wise. I think the shadow that I was using as a marker moved between laps. That was what caught me out, so I broke earlier there and that's helped me a fair bit. If we can stay just on the edge of the slipstream and maxi, that'll be really convenient. Because in Group 4 at least, it's still a case of you get more benefit from being in the slipstream than you do from having to follow through the corners. It used to be a slight benefit in Group 3 too, but reports are suggesting that it's now a drawback. Maxi is struggling, we may even be able to get him despite everything I said about falling through the fields. But it really hinges on them being on control of themselves and me not getting caught by smoke. And also me not completely buggering up and having to back out of the hairpin to avoid a penalty. That was easily one of the worst lines I've taken through that corner ever. And it means that there is still a sniff of hope for Smokescreen, as he only needs to be about half a second a lap faster than me. Less even, because this tyre wear issue is only going to get more pronounced towards the end, and that'll be where he's trying to size up and move on me, if anything. Oh, Maxis are gone. And that's put me right in the slipstream. This is also going to help me a fair bit, because I can actually use Maxi to gain a little bit of time on Smock. And if we don't battle, and if I can put the him between me and Smock as well, and it might be a her. I don't know them that well. This would be a fair bit easier if I didn't get that penalty for no bloody reason earlier. He's really struggling with that hairpin. It's still half a second a lap delta for Smock to catch me. And then I mess up a big... And I make a hash of 2 corners in a row, and it's right back out to 6/10, and I can't have a crack at Maxi unless he messes up big time out of this corner. She almost did. I mean, it's easy to assume that everyone is male, because the only one that's been confirmed to be a woman is Emery. He's doing it every lap. It's happening every lap now. Maxi has completely lost their braking zone, and now we're going to go side by side. This could get very interesting. I didn't quite have the draft speed to get overlap on the inside, so that means we are going to have to wait one more lap at least. Now Maxi knows that I will probably put my nose ahead if he messes up the braking zone again, because I'm as close as I've ever been. So instead he goes early and baits me into doing that. That was actually a very smart play from Maxi, because I reckon I would have made the corner otherwise, but because I had to take evasive action, I missed. Well, this lap is not the lap, and in fact Smoke is in the slipstream now, which is really bad news because it means I may lose both of these positions. Demonstrating the value of getting around Maxi first, because then they would have... Why did I have no grip? Could it be that I've just been baited into thinking that Maxi was on controller when they were in fact on wheel, and now things are starting to play out? Because it doesn't feel like I'm driving that much worse, aside from that hairpin, but feels like I've just got no grip. It's been a while since I've had grip. If Smock gets me, Titor might as well. Like, there isn't even anything I can do there. I can't turn in because Smoke is there. He's probably going to get Maxi pretty quickly, even though I was struggling for several laps. Does feel like I could have been ahead of Maxi at some point if I hadn't picked up the penalty earlier, which we're going to have to go back into the replay and figure out what it was for. Tito's got a penalty. I don't know what that's for either. So we're not going to finish last, but it's clear that this is not the day for me to be trying to do anything. The radicals were the round that I needed to try and grind, and I decided to quit after one race because I wasn't sure I was feeling it that day. If it comes back to bite me, it comes back to bite me. Oh, Maxi's wide again. Maxi's all over the place. This could be half a chance for me if I don't mess up the apex myself. That was a very overcautious sector one from me because I saw what was going on in front. I was trying to angle myself in the best position. What's he doing? Just completely weaved to one side. If I get a penalty for that, so be it. We should have had him. He made a massive mistake. He made a massive mistake, and I've failed to get him because at the point where I was supposed to get overlap, he's weaved from one side of the track to the other. And then somehow he's had more speed than me in the middle gears, so I'm unable to get past him. You know what I know the sad part is? I did a 29 in practice, which means my practice pace would have been where Adam is. Of course, that was from pole, so more realistically I should have been in 12th. And I probably would have been without the penalty. So once again, we're going to have to check where that penalty even came from. This is clearly not the week for me to score, though. Everyone's got so much more pace than me. I'm in theory, I could go again, but I feel like it's going to be more of the same because I didn't even bottle it. I didn't even bottle it this time. I just got caught up in a lot of battles because we qualified so poorly, even though it was a near perfect lap. I will have to show the qualifying standards. the qualifying standings on Discord, because that was absolutely brutal. Oh, apparently, what happened was that there was I'm not going to bother looking at that, because that's somewhere that wasn't my but there is apparently some drama that has happened further up. It was Holland, in fact. All right. So I didn't just imagine it. I didn't just imagine it. What? Do you see what's wrong with this picture? He's completely brake checked, and because after that my car is out of control, it's caused more drama behind. I think Faze Titor got hit at some point. I feel like realistically I should have had these two at least. I feel like I had the pace. But let's see what happens. Excuse me? Where in the sequence did I cut the track? Was it this corner? Oh, it was that corner! Oh! I didn't even think it was possible to cut this corner, but apparently I have. Although I would swear that I still have two wheels on the curb throughout that, so I shouldn't have picked that up. We probably would have just lost the time anyway, because that was a pretty hectic battle. I'm not sure why I couldn't get Maxi at the end here. Okay, his tires were worse. He's in automatic transmission too. I don't understand how I'm so much slower down the straight all of a sudden, because I managed to get in underneath him, try to go to the inside, and then all of a sudden, oh, he got bumped on my screen. That was why he suddenly gained some ground. And then obviously he's hugging the inside. This is to be expected. He's doing the right thing defending. I don't know where he is in relation to me, so I have to take a super wide line and try and get him back on the exit, but unfortunately there just isn't enough space between me and the finish line for me to get the slipstream necessary. So I really reckon I should have finished ahead, but alas. Someone has requested the Holland footage, so I am actually going to record it. I'm not the sort of person to call someone out, but let's have a look at this lap. What do you... Well, I think the evidence speaks for itself. And then he's just pushed Psydog too. Let me take say video clip. Like, that's not the racing line. The right-hand side of the track is the racing line. Holland knows that Barbara is going for the revenge punt there. Which, I don't necessarily condone revenge punting, though. But it did get Barbara the place back, so I guess mission accomplished. And and then Holland's just done it again. This culminates in something down the main straight on lap 5. Barber trying to bide his time, just trying to get close here. He actually does get the slipstream on hole on this lap. This is the state of Oceania top split, everybody. And then further behind we have Yeesh just braking at the 150 board. Just thought I'd throw that into the video clip before we're done here. So yeah. Have a good night, everybody. It's clear that I don't have the pace in qualifying or the race to get good points today, so I'm going to call it there, even though I don't have any points to satisfy my name. Oh, I was going to... Sorry I couldn't do you justice, Suicide. We'll try again another time.